I don't want to get into all the vile and irresponsible and stupid things our alleged future president and his gaggle of scumbags chose to say during our darkest and most terrifying hour.
This guy cries every time he come on the show to talk about something. He like the manipulative, and manipulation goes both ways. He's like the manipulative ex, right? The one that when they lose in an argument, they start crying. This video is brought to you by Allegiance Gold, brought to you by Allegiance Gold. Did you know that 7 banks failed in the last 2 years and your money has 20% less purchasing power than it did just 4 years ago? Too many of us are hoping that everything is going to be fixed overnight. I'm here to tell you that hope is not a plan. Investing in gold from Allegiance Gold is. Gold has been the one thing that stood strong for thousands of years. Through wars, recessions, and financial collapses, gold has stood the test of time. Because gold doesn't depend on Wall Street, politicians, or the value of paper money, it's real, it's tangible, and it holds its value when everything else falls apart. I partner with Allegiance Gold because they can show you how to diversify your savings with gold and silver and protect what you have worked so hard to gain. Go to protectwithtatum.com and Allegiance will give you up to $5,000 in free physical gold or silver to get started. Plus, no set of fees if you choose a gold-backed IRA. The time is now. Take control of your financial future. Go to protectwithtatum.com right now. That's protectwithtatum.com. Jimmy Kimmel, who's a wussy with a P, and this guy cries every time he come on the show to talk about something. He like the manipulative, and manipulation goes both ways. He's like the manipulative ex, right? The one that when they lose in an argument, they start crying. Because they know that crying make you feel bad about the position that they're in, and they know that's what make you upset. So they cry when they lose an argument and when they wrong. The manipulative ex. Because I ain't gonna say it's just women. Women do it, men do it too. You got them toxic. Them men toxic, boy. They crying and begging and they cheating and they crying and cheating at the same time. How you gonna cry and cheat on your girl at the same time? You should be crying when you were cheating, not crying when she about to leave you. But your boy Jimmy Kimmel, crying like a wussy. Just, I think it's strange. Republicans are, how much he worth, Nick? 50 million? This man, I'm just gonna put it in context when you hear him talk so you can see how silly he is. He probably did help a little bit, but you worth 50 million. Your house didn't get burned down. And a lot of times these people, you know, I like to believe he made the decision to help and it wasn't just his people saying, hey man, you gotta give, bro. Because a lot of these people that I hear about are dirtbags off camera. They get on camera and they do this, and then they go and treat their staff, yell at them, where's my car? My coffee too hot. What do you mean my makeup artist is running 20 seconds late? That's how old girl was, what's her name? Ellen DeGenerate, the bull dagger. We used to call them bull daggers when I was young. Somebody said Edward Scissors. Is that what you said, Nick? Edward Scissor Pants. So that woman who's insane, she gets on and to have this moral high ground, and it came out that she was such a horrible person to work with. And then when the allegations came out, that's why she ended up leaving the show. Because people, it was so embarrassing how terrible she was to people. Same thing with Lizzo, big body Lizzo, big, what do they call it? Get a side-by-side. Lizzo, side-by-side Lizzo. she why y'all mad at me? She the one celebrate being fat. Well, Lizzo, come to find out, she had, I don't know if it was a civil lawsuit against her, where the fat girls on her staff, she was fat shaming. How you gonna be fat and you fat shaming people? And that she was discriminated against them and all kind of stuff. Allegedly. But still, ain't nobody here gonna complain that I didn't done nothing to nobody. Maybe somebody will if I fire them or something, they be mad at me. But ain't nobody gonna say that I'm, with no evidence, no video, that I'm mean and I'm not who I am in public. Nobody gonna ever have that to say. Maybe I slip and say some cuss words every now and again. I'm working on it. But that's the only thing that somebody can say with Brandon, because I don't never cuss publicly. If you accidentally catch me saying it, I try to stay away from using cuss words. But sometimes lately, because I need to work on my prayers, that I've been saying them a few times here and there. And somebody will say, Brandon, did it? Oh, yeah, I did. I'm working on it. You ain't going to catch me lying, though. I ain't lying to y'all. Y'all ain't going to never hear me. It has happened, okay? But anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, cry me a river. Roll it.
As you know, it has been a very scary, very stressful, very strange week here in L.A., where we work, where we live, where our kids go to school. We are back in our studio, which we had to evacuate on Wednesday. That's our building right there, the El Capitan. That is how close this fire was to our theater here. Many of us had to leave our homes in a hurry. Some of our coworkers lost their homes. That's Hollywood. It's been terrible. It's been a terrible. Everyone who lives in this city knows someone. Most of us, multiple people, families, friends, colleagues, neighbors whose houses burned down. And the truth is, we don't even know if it's over. We had 100-mile-per-hour winds fueling this nightmare. As of tonight, the winds are back. And I think I speak for all of us when I say it has been a sickening, shocking, awful experience, but has also been, in a lot of ways, a beautiful experience because once again, we see our fellow men and women coming together to support each other. People who lost their own homes were out volunteering in parking lots, helping others who lost theirs. And tonight, I don't want to get into all the vile and irresponsible and stupid things our alleged future president and his gaggle of scumbags chose to say during our darkest and most terrifying hour. The fact that they chose to attack our firefighters, who apparently aren't white enough to be out there risking their lives on our behalf, it's disgusting, but it's not surprising. Instead, I want to focus on thanking those men and women because that's all we should be doing right now. And we should never stop.
They give me so much ammo. I got a stockpile. I can have a whole military with as much ammo they've given me. Listen, men do cry sometimes. I have cried, believe it or not, at some point in my life. You know, it's okay to feel compassion and emotion, right? Some of my friends have lost their houses. It's okay. To weaponize empathy and a fake gurgly voice to make you sound like you care is insane to me. If I really felt like something happened somewhere and a lot of conservatives lost their houses and stuff like that, if I really felt like Joe Biden was a detriment to the unity that I see, I wouldn't even bring him up. Some people may not even heard what he said. I wouldn't bring him up. If I'm really that emotional about the experiences that my friends are having and the scary moments, it's too serious for me to bring in the negativity from a political candidate. But we know that Jimmy Kimmel isn't serious. He's doing the fake boo-boo cry because no tears came out. He didn't wipe his eyes one time. He ain't really crying. He fake crying. And then he did all of that lead up to bash Trump. That's all it was. You talk about unity and then you bash Trump and all of his cronies or whatever you said.
I think also in this environment right now where immediately there's disinformation flowing through social media networks that cleaves down partisan lines, that is stopping our ability to be united. And we should not just accept that as inevitable. That is weakening our ability to unite as a nation and as cities.
Let me answer your criticism by asking you a question.
Sure.
Do you think it was uniting or dividing while in the midst of these fires for the Democrats to go to Sacramento and in an emergency session vote to appropriate $50 million to Trump-proof California to sue the Trump administration, which hasn't even taken office yet? Do you think that was a good priority and a good time to do that or no? Was that dividing? Was that divisive or was that uniting?
Scott, I think what Sacramento does, and by the way, I think the focus should be entirely on the firefighting. And I'm not going to go take that, bait because I don't know the details of that particular bill.
They voted to appropriate $50 million to sue Trump.
Bro, I thought you were talking about how beautiful unity was in California and all that. You talk about that. Then you jump over the pond and talk about Donald Trump, whom he don't even live in California. And what does his rhetoric mean if you haven't heard the rhetoric? Most of these people don't listen to Donald Trump, right? All you leftists don't listen to Donald Trump. And then on top of the crying and on top of the blaming, you're sorry, but you the one voted for Gavin Newsom and the people that are in power that screwed y'all. I'm glad your houses are burning. I hope all of y'all lose your house. Not the people that are conservative. I feel bad. I hope the insurance kick in. You get you a brand new beautiful one. But for you leftist nut jobs, I hope your house burned to the ground. You voted for it. You did it. And you don't take any accountability for you vote for these nut jobs that won't clear the forest, that don't manage. Gavin Newsom go, I'm not getting a straight answer from my guys, and I'm getting a different answer here and a different answer there. And you shocked that people are like, what the is going on? But you can't say something went wrong. You say Donald Trump is wrong and everything was good, but I have questions and the investigation need to be ensued. What you investigating if you know what was happening? If you know it was all clean, why are you investigating? Why? Your investigation is saving face. You know that you effed up and you want to do an investigation to take it off of you because I didn't know what was going on. We need to investigate. Technically, you should know what's going on. There should never be a fire. Fires are the biggest threat in California, probably outside of earthquakes. And you should be on top of this like white on rice, like stank on sugar honey iced tea. You should be on top of this. Nobody should know fire prevention better than Gavin Newsom. There's no state in the union that deal with fires like California. You should be a fire expert. But yet the mayor, whom you preside over, decided to cut the fire department by like $12 million. In a state where fire prevention is the biggest existential threat to Californians, you cut money to the fire department. And then y'all got these bulldaggers at the top of the list talking about LGBTQ. Nobody cared. The fire didn't drive over here and say, "Are we going to avoid all the gay people?" Oh, it's a woman in power, a woman with an education. Let's avoid her house. We just going to go to the conservatives. Shut up. I don't care what you're doing in the bedroom. Nobody cares that you laying on top of another man or a woman in the bedroom. No one cares. Are you going to stop the fire from burning down everybody's house? You can be green. You can be an alien that came down from outer space. Nobody cares. Are you going to make sure people's houses don't burn? Because right now, nobody cares that you're inclusive and delusive. Nobody cares. They don't care who the police chief is. You could be a man, a woman, a cow, a dog. My house is gone. And y'all don't have no explanations. All the governors saying, let's do an investigation. Karen Bass was in Uganda, Guyana or somewhere. She in a whole nother country while we burning. And y'all don't have how did it start? 13,000 fires started last year from homeless people. And y'all spent $30 billion on the homeless. You spent $30 billion on the homeless, and the homeless caused 13,000 fires last year in California. How many of those fires were catastrophic? How do we know a homeless person didn't start the fire this time? Can't stand these people, man. They so woke, they stupid. And everybody that voted for them and their failed policies, that's what you get. Everybody that didn't vote for them, I feel sorry for your loss. And we're going to help you build back, maybe in another state. It's those of you who, that's like us saying, I don't know, something that a conservative do. Let's say the conservative, I don't know an example because conservatives don't do stuff like that. That's why I vote for him. Gavin Newsom up there. Y'all should have stopped listening to him. They talk about, let me say this again. They talk about Pete Hegseth and him, some little nasty woman who sleeping with Pete Hegseth while her husband's in the hotel room and his kids, claiming that she got assaulted. I don't believe she got assaulted. According to the documents, the police don't believe she got assaulted because they never pressed charges against Pete Hegseth. So I'm well within my rights to believe that this is a fraudulent accusation against Pete Hegseth. Okay, beyond that. They bludgeoned him over that. Gavin Newsom cheated on his wife with his campaign manager's wife. In his campaign running for office, he's cheating with his campaign manager's wife. Then, do y'all remember in COVID where he got on the news and said, you better wear your mask indoor? He was saying stuff that was hurt. I remember it. People that my friends and people that I know in California was just devastated that he's like, you can't gather with this many people at your house. And he just like, in a very pompous way, like, how dare you be stupid enough to gather with people? Are you stupid? You got to have your mask on. You better be social distancing, you idiots. You better be social distancing. And then we catch him at the French Laundry. Nobody has a mask on. And it's like 12 people sitting at a table in a glass room. And then he lied and said, no, we were outdoors. They show the footage. He's in a glass room eating food with people and nobody got a mask on. This is your guy?